afternoon. I'm Donna Guzman.
And I'm Austin Clift. Thanks for joining us on Studio B. Dirksen Hall is currently under its third and final phase of construction, and the changes are now becoming very visual. We talked to several music students to see how the construction is changing their daily routine. Stewie is a music minor and office worker in Dirksen. Stewie says that most of the changes have been internal, with many classrooms and entire hallways being blocked off.
And the C wing, actually, due to that, the office has been moved, the library has been moved, and currently all of that is teacher studios. And the music library is actually serving as a classroom now. I'd say the biggest effect has been the loss of the classrooms that used to be in B wing, and so just about everything else is being used now as classrooms that we can kind of make into classrooms. It's probably the most noticeable to everyone else because it is actually kind of the front ground of Dirksen. Most people recognize Dirksen for the bubble windows, which are actually the practice rooms.
The biggest issue now is there is no real way to go into the front of Dirksen Hall. Ned Biltz is a history major and part-time vocal student at Wichita State. Biltz says that the biggest changes for him have mostly been some slight annoyances.
When it's all done, it's going to look fantastic, but when you have to walk around the entire building just to get to one class at one door on one side of the building, and just today we were in the middle of class and one construction worker cut a wire and the alarms were off, kept going off in the middle of classes, things like that, so it's a nuisance, but at the same time I'm sure it's going to be good. Considering, last year there wasn't fences there. I didn't really notice any construction the last couple of years, and I've been here for 3 years. I came here in fall of 2010. I just now noticed stuff, which is when they started working on the outside here. And I can't really notice anything that they're doing on the outside that's unusual. It seems all internal.
Most students are getting used to the detours around Dirksen Hall due to construction, but they say they are certainly looking forward to the completion of the project.
The construction is not only affecting students, but many teachers are having to deal with the detours and mess in the last phases of the Dirksen renovation. Dr. Randall Lacey is the newest professor in the Dirksen School of Music. We sat down with him to welcome him to Wichita State and find out how his transition has been at the university.
Well, I'm thrilled to be here. I came here from another university in Texas where I was teaching as an adjunct, and now I'm an assistant professor of voice, and so I teach private lessons, but I'm also right now helping to prepare the opera, and I'm also teaching a course called Vocal Pedagogy, which is the art and science of how to teach voice.
Looking forward to many opportunities that have been presented to him so far. He will have the opportunity to travel to Italy this summer with the vocal department and will also be performing with the Wichita Symphony Orchestra later this year. As Lacey becomes acclimated to his temporary office, he tells us he is okay with the current state of the building.
I took all the books back off of the shelves and moved all the furniture against this wall, and now I haven't put the books back. Oh, it works. It's suitable for the time being, and frankly, I'm lucky, actually, in that several of my colleagues actually have smaller spaces than I do, so I'm fortunate to have a big space.
Welcome to campus, Dr. Lacey. Congratulations and welcome to the Shocker family.
The Radigan Student Center construction affects more than just parking. It affects the food court as well. But now some food places are reopening. Sarah Cummings is live in the newsroom with more on the story. Sarah?
The Radigan Student Center reopens Fast Break, Chick-fil-A, Masala Asian Grill, and Taco Bell in the food court this week and last week. Construction project, most of the food court venues haven't been open since the beginning of school.
This is the first time I've walked in, and it's similar, but it's just really kind of basic. I don't know. I'm interested to see where it goes because you have drywall on the walls and different things. It's cement on the ground, which isn't normal. I figured it would all be kind of fixed up by now.
As far as looks go, the director of marketing in the RSC, Shelley Martin, says that they plan on letting registered student organizations that would like to participate make signs to promote their organization that will be hung up on the drywalls.
I have been extremely impressed with WSU students' positive attitudes in here. Everyone that I've run into seems to be excited to be part of the construction and watching all of this take place.
Not only has it been a hassle for faculty, staff, and students wanting to eat lunch here on campus in a timely manner, the employees of the catering services had to move all of their equipment over to Fairmont Towers and transport all of their food products to each venue on campus. But now that they're back, each venue on campus is receiving multiple registers if they didn't already have two.
We're just excited to be part of it. I mean, it's a lot of fun. It's exciting to see just the last couple of days, see students come in and want to hang out. And they don't seem to mind still some of the construction mess. So it's a good feeling.
Faculty, staff, and students can now walk all the way through the building since the opening of the new northwest entrance. The new Pizza Hut Wing Street is set to open in October and will incorporate more food options. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Sarah. The once Copperfield's food court has now been renamed the Radigan Student Center Food Court because there is no more copper in the food court.
Prior to the opening of the food court, the rec center was the only option in the Radigan Student Center for lunch. The renovations moved the rec center from the basement to the second floor of the Radigan Student Center. This served as a good opportunity for kitchen staff to promote themselves to students who may have never traveled downstairs.
We're really excited about this whole renovation thing. It's been pretty neat for us because we've been in a whole new space here up on the second floor, and it's been a chance for us to showcase ourselves to a lot of the students in the building that didn't even know we existed in the basement. So hopefully.
Hutchins says that though they have lost freezer space, there is still plenty of dishes to choose from. She also hopes students who signed up with their rewards programs will follow them back downstairs. The rec center is open from 10 in the morning to 7 at night for students with later classes.
And no one was hurt in the bombing of sculptures at Wichita State's main campus. Instead, about 24 sculptures around campus have been yarn bombed, dressed up in colorful yarn pieces by local knitters. The knitters spent months in advance working on pieces by planning, measuring, color coordinating, and fitting these pieces to decorate the sculptures. This helped attract people to the campus to view the bombing and visit the Ulrich Museum that reopened after 9 months of renovation. After a week of their creative yarn bombing, the yarn bombing was taken down Monday. The group behind the great exposure for the art are eager for another bombing, but they haven't settled on a target just yet.
And after months of renovations, the Ulrich Museum is open for business of art. Jonathan Kraft has the story.
Museums are thought to be a quiet place where fans of art attentively look upon works of painting and sculptures. Saturday night at the Wichita State Ulrich Museum of Art was anything but that. After 9 months of its doors being closed to the public, the Ulrich Museum threw a party to its newly renovated climate control gallery and was free for Wichita State students to attend. Food and drinks were available, and a jazz quartet helped set the mood for this occasion.
It's exciting to be open again. The Ulrich Museum was closed for 9 months, and we haven't had any visitors in the building, and so it was really exciting last Saturday night to throw open the doors and invite the Wichita community back in to see the Ulrich Museum.
Some of the improvements to the museum included a new heating and cooling system as well as humidity, removable display panels, adding some new doors, removing carpet, and polishing up some of the concrete floor.
Actually, I thought Saturday night's grand reopening went beautifully. It was so neat and so much fun to have people back into the museum. When you're closed for 9 months, there's no one in here, no one coming and going, no one coming in to see the work that you have on view, and so it was a great party Saturday night. People were in a fabulous mood because they were excited about coming back to the Ulrich Museum and seeing what we have on view. I think the mood of the crowd was exciting and energetic, and we've opened with 2 terrific exhibitions, so it makes for a great fall reopening here at the Ulrich Museum.
At the Ulrich Museum, this is Jonathan Kraft with Studio B.
A long queue of well-dressed students and alumni kick off Thursday's job fair. Upon checking in, students walk around in a circle of the Koch Arena to visit with 60 companies.
We've got 5 different categories. We've got a business category, a business and engineering category, engineering, LAS, and then an all majors category, which would also feature the part-time and full-time position.
services in resume critiques and mock interviews, students are apt to network with employers.
I find that WSU graduates are well prepared for a career.
Companies value job seekers with proactive attitudes. Students prepare themselves to leave employers with a favorable impression.
I went through my resume, updated it, made sure that I was dressed appropriately for the event, and also made sure that I was prepared for possible questions that these companies might ask.
At the fair, students get to connect with various kinds of companies. Many of them fill out and turn in their applications on the spot, waiting to hear back from their potential employers.
Wichita State Hunger Awareness Initiative launched their campus-wide food drive last Thursday. The food drive is one of the ways to raise awareness of students with food insecurity.
Food insecurity is actually not knowing where your next meal or your next nutritious meal is going to come from. We know that, anecdotally at least, college students suffer from food insecurity. It may be something like ramen noodles or mac and cheese or something like that. So they're not necessarily going hungry, starving, but it's not a nutritious meal, right?
Just like whatever I could. Campus is credible from stories only a few share.
So I would just eat whatever I had lying around, and I would just make up things. Like, I think at one time I fried some flour and cheese and make like little cheese puffs, but that's really unhealthy. I also survived a lot on ramen noodles.
Students eating non-nutritious foods, the group is trying to get more quantitative research. Surveys are being conducted and will be out next year. Visit their Facebook page, Wichita State Hunger Awareness, for upcoming events.
Hundreds of students and recent alumni are participating in sharing their Wichita State experience, commonly known as #WSU Experience. The experimental advertising campaign targets prospective students who are ready for college and have an interest in experience-based learning. It uses various social media sites including Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Pinterest, Kansas.com, and Google Ad Network, as well as ad locations of billboards on the outskirts of Wichita. When clicking on an ad, it goes to the campaign site, wichita.edu/more, that promotes Wichita State.
The users going to that site from last month, it would be July through August, compared to August to September, the users going to that site have increased by 400%.
What Haig and the marketing team does once the particular advertising campaign ends in October will depend on how successful it is in bringing in more students to Wichita State.
Korean pop artist Psy has caught public attention with his unique Gangnam style. Psy's quirky dance moves have some students mimicking and enjoying the beat.
On the radio, which actually surprised me. I heard it in 1963 for the first time, and I was like,
I think it was because of the beat, like the very strong bass beat and the really addictive synthesized sounds in the background and stuff. And it's just an easy hook to just throw around and go, "Oppa Gangnam Style." Like, it's so easy.
To engage and dance to K-pop music, Patrick Moore started a K-pop fitness class here at the Heskett Center.
It started when I first became a member of KSA, Korean Student Association, and through watching all the different things and everyone talking about their favorite groups and stuff, it just kind of hit me that I might want to start teaching people how to do these dances.
They were new, only on its second day experiment. The students are encouraged to come and have fun. I really love it. It might become my new hobby because I've been looking for something new, and K-pop is extremely fun, and just dancing to it really gets you active, and it gets you, gets those endorphins going too.
This is Donna Guzman with Studio B.
For more information on K-pop fitness, visit their webpage on Facebook. The Rec Center has halfway students to win money.
Find out how when we come back.